Today we're going to be looking at the latest awesome digital retro toy from GiiKER, the Tic Tac Toe Bolt. Over the past couple of years, GiiKER have really been making a name for themselves with retro digital toys. Products that are inspired by the toys we used to love back in the 80s and 90s, but with a modern digital twist on them. To date, GiiKER have created toys inspired by Tetris, Connect 4, Sudoku, and the latest one, TicTacToe. And this one's really special for me because whenever I've reviewed GiiKER products, I've always talked about the toys they used to remind me of, and one of those is specifically a Tic-Tac-Toe game that I used to have as a kid in the 90s. And Tic-Tac-Toe Bolt is like an Uber version of Light 3. Tic-Tac-Toe Bolt provides 3 games inspired by the original Tic-Tac-Toe game, or as it's known sometimes in England, Noughts and Crosses. The first is Infinite Tic-Tac-Toe, and what this basically is this is the traditional game of Tic-Tac-Toe or Noughts and Crosses played on the system digitally, but after every third move, the move you made 3 moves ago disappears, so the game can go on indefinitely and not end up in those really frustrating stalemates that we always seem to get for anybody that knows how to play this game decently. This solves one of the biggest problems with traditional Noughts and Crosses, and that is if you've got 2 people who know how to play the game, you almost always end up in a stalemate. But with Infinite Tic-Tac-Toe, because after every third move, your first move gets erased, you go on indefinitely until somebody actually wins. And this is really awesome and brings a new level of tactics to the game, because once you get into it, you have to remember which move is going to get erased, because that block could be freed up and give the opponent a chance to win. Infinite Tic-Tac-Toe can be played against the computer or against a second opponent, which brings hours of countless fun for you and one of your friends and family. The third version of the game is Memory Flash, a memory-inspired game where you have to go through levels and remember the sequence of notes that pop up. But with each sequence that pops up, there's a note as well that goes with it, which makes for a kind of musical effect as you're playing through the game and really helps with the memory of which sequence to follow. This is a game that gets pretty tricky very rapidly, and I've only ever been able to make it to level 6. It's clear there's at least 9 levels, but I've not managed to get that far yet to see what happens after level 9. And this type of gameplay I find really fun and exciting, truly challenging, and something that you're driven to try and see what happens next. The design of the Tic-Tac-Toe Bolt unit is absolutely brilliant. It's a solid block that looks really cool and is really portable to take around. Some of my issues with some of the previous GiiKER products is that some of the parts that come with it don't really have anywhere for them to sit, so they're not as portable as I'd like them to be. But with Tic-Tac-Toe Bolt, that issue is solved, because as you open it up, there's chips inside which provide you the third way of playing Noughts and Crosses. And this is a really interesting one, because this one isn't digital, this is strictly old school with chips, but once again provides a fantastic way of getting around that classic issue of the Tic-Tac-Toe stalemate. You see, because the chips have 3 different sizes, and when you're playing, you can put one of your bigger chips over the other player's smaller chip. This adds a completely new dimension to the game and provides some really interesting options as to whether you go for a big chip first or whether you take the risk with some of the smaller ones. But if you use all the big chips too fast, you might find yourself in a sticky situation where the other player has a lot more options left to play with. Tic-Tac-Toe Bolt is a fantastic digital toy. It's a perfect blend between retro and modern gaming and provides the type of gaming opportunities that are so easily missed these days. The ability to interact with people in real life and being able to play a truly challenging game experience that always gives you a new adventure and doesn't have you constantly looking at a screen. I love video games, you know I love video games, but it's so refreshing to be able to play with something in the real world, to have a more tactile experience, and that's what I love about these GiiKER products. Tic-Tac-Toe Bolt might be one of their best and simplest products to date, the type of product that you can just give to your kid and they'll instantly be able to pick it up and start playing. Within minutes, my 5-year-old was having go after go on Tic-Tac-Toe. Before not too long, I could hear him giggling as he knew he was about to win the game with a master stroke move. It honestly took me and my wife by surprise how easy he picked it up and how quickly he knew how to play the game. And I think sometimes kids these days don't get the opportunities for those simple, classic, challenging games which help develop themselves mentally and give themselves a bit more of a refreshing change to constant screen time. Tic-Tac-Toe Bolt is a fantastic pick up and play game that you've got multiple options on how you want to play it, on the types of challenges you have. You can play it by yourself, you can play it with your friends and family, and you can take it with you pretty much anywhere you want to go. If you want to get your hands on one, links will be in the description below. But if you want to find out about more of GiiKER's awesome products, then check out this video right here.